What's up, YouTubers? It's Spectro here, and today this video is gonna be a little special. Alright, I got my boy ShoSaga here with me today, and we are going to do anime that deserve video game adaptations. I'm gonna choose 5, he's gonna choose 5, and we're gonna may tell you a little bit about the anime, and we're gonna tell you why these anime deserve video games. Cause there's a lot of anime out there that just don't get the respect they deserved, or some underrated. You know, everybody has their favorite underrated anime that's just not talked about enough, and you feel like if the word got out more or people talked about it more, you know, more people would be into it. You want to share the joy, you want to share the love, and that's okay. You guys ready? Alright, let's start this video. If you love murder mystery anime, or you just love like mystery anime as a whole, then you're gonna love ID Invaded. This story revolves around a young man by the name of Akihito. Alright, now basically he's a detective, former detective. In this world, when murders happen, you know, the murderers basically leave behind cognition particles, and police use these cognition particles to go invade the murderer's mind and to see what the true culprit is, the whole reason for doing anything, and also the identity of the culprit. And that is where our main character Haikyuu, former detective, comes into play. And basically we go from there. You know, it's a lot of murder solving, and it's a lot of twists and a lot of turns. Like I said, if you love murder mystery, then you're gonna love it. You'll love the story as a whole. Overall, this is one I was very skeptic on doing because this anime is really good, but getting into a video game, it had me really pondering the question, what would that video game look like for ID Invaded? And if, to be honest, I would love if this anime got a whole like video game adaptation, because it would be so fun to just do a different story from the anime, of course, because you want some new mysteries. And if you guys didn't know, this is an anime original. Basically, it started off as an anime and didn't have a manga to follow. Now, it does get a manga after the anime series ended, and that was after 13 episodes. So, you know, you would think only 13 episodes, how much can you tell with a video game with only 13 episodes? Believe it or not, there's a lot. Because this is a murder mystery anime, and the way how the whole story works and how it all just plays out. And also, I'd like to apologize if I don't feel like you guys don't feel like I'm explaining this very well, because, well, you know, it's not really per se my strong point. But back to this topic at hand. For a game like ID Invaded, I would love to see it done probably like a Danganronpa sort of style, but not specifically like Danganronpa. Also, maybe a little bit like, it's hard to say. Like, I want to be active in the game of ID Invaded. Like, when I think about mystery games, I always think about Batman Arkham, because Arkham games, you do a lot of mystery solving in those games too, but nowhere near like, you know, all the combat, hand-to-hand combat, because like I said, he's a detective, not a hand-to-hand combat fighter like Batman. So Danganronpa would definitely be probably the best way to look at it and go about it. And just how the twists and turns come in the anime. It's a really great anime. It's really underrated, and I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it, because just in general, when it comes down to anime original, like just stories that don't have a manga beforehand, so they don't really have anything to follow. So I feel like those sort of anime don't have a huge popularity, and a lot of people don't know about them. Some people don't really like anime originals. Some people love them. Now, I guess it all depends on how your taste comes as far as anime goes. But ID Invaded, this game right here, this anime right here, I feel like it can really work. I can feel like this whole mixture of a system. And not even just that, I feel like the story of ID Invaded can be expanded a lot. Even though it did get a manga that continued after the anime, I do feel like ID Invaded has a huge story that can be told and can be continued in a way that's never been told before. With murder mysteries like this, you can always bring in new spins, new twists, and ways we never thought before. But for the most part, this is how I feel about ID Invaded. If you guys do love it and you want to check it out, I'll put a link down in the description about ID Invaded, and you guys can go check it out and see for yourself whether or not you want to watch this anime. Now, that was my number 5 pick. What's coming up next is my number 4 pick.
Alright, for number 5, right, I'm gonna go with Dr. Stone. I actually made a video about this kind of a while ago, but I always thought that Dr. Stone could have been an interesting video game, more like a Dragon Quest Builders and a big Minecraft type thing. Honestly, the main appeal of the game will be like crafting and lifestyling and trying to survive. To be honest, a lot of the games that I really enjoy just to simply play, like games I might not really think about getting, but games if I get and I really start to play and enjoy. Like I love Dragon Quest Builders, and I really didn't think I would like this series. I love that franchise because I like Minecraft too. I can never see Dr. Stone going for a Minecraft type of game. That could be kind of interesting. For a little plot synopsis, in the year 2019, a mysterious flash petrifies nearly all human life. The human race frozen for about 3,700 years until April 5,738. I know I read that completely wrong, but it's a lot of numbers I'm not familiar with. A 15-year-old prodigy named Senku is suddenly revived to find himself in a world where all traces of human civilization have been eroded by time. So basically from there on, Senku basically is a very smart individual, and he tries to bring some of the concepts of the prehistoric world, which is our world now, into the future stone world. The cool thing about this anime is that everybody kind of plays their part. Everybody has their own little thing that they do. Senku is an amazing, smart kind of character. Like he's generally, when you see a smart character in anime, they're characters that are analyzing people like chessboards. Senku is doing that while also building generators and stuff like that. Like he's actually smart. The type of smart that can be applied to the actual real world. So that's why that's my number 5 pick. Alright.
As my number 4 pick, of course, Fooly Cooly, or some better known it as FLCL. You guys have definitely seen this anime at some point in your careers or your life. If you've seen Adult Swim, you've seen this anime. This anime came on around the early 2000s, so you should have definitely seen it at some point. Or else you just missed out on a lot in life. Now, back to the topic at hand. This was a very tricky one, honestly. Definitely the most trickiest one of my entire list. Because Fooly Cooly is a game, well not a game, but anime that is basically just, it's out there. Like it's all over the place, people. You can't really per se choose what fits Fooly Cooly and what doesn't fit Fooly Cooly. Like, and so far, I honestly can't think of any video game that really fits it until recently, Hi-Fi Rush, which definitely seems like the perfect fit in my honest opinion. Fooly Cooly has an amazing soundtrack, but let's be honest, the story of Fooly Cooly is all over the place. I can honestly tell you what the story was. Honestly, if somebody could tell me the story of Fooly Cooly, please tell me down in the comment section. I would love to know. I've seen that anime like probably 3 times back to back, and I still was lost. I enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed the craziness and the wackiness of Fooly Cooly. But if it were to get a video game adaptation, I would be truly in love to see how they would make that work. Alright, and what the developers of Hi-Fi Rush, I feel like they would have a blast with an anime like Fooly Cooly and being able to use it and bring it into a game like Hi-Fi Rush. Man, with a soundtrack of Fooly Cooly, it would be amazing. Now, of course, I know since then, Fooly Cooly has done more anime series that we have seen different protagonists taking over the series of Fooly Cooly, and the wackiness continues. I literally have not, so I have seen one of the sequels. I think I've seen one directly after the first Fooly Cooly. And after that, I don't think I've seen the new one after that came out today. They were just so out there. They out there. When I watch Fooly Cooly, I literally turn off my brain. I have to turn off my brain because trying to watch Fooly Cooly for story is like, it's like just jugging down 5, 6, 80 cans of Monster and expecting you to stay still. It's never going to process. It's never going to work. So for the most part, Fooly Cooly would be a great game to see how that definitely turns out, and I would love to see if somebody would have really annotated it one day. And that is my number 4 pick. Up next, my 3rd pick.
Here got another one, yo. This is coming off of left field though. This is going to be my number 4th pick, Bungou Stray Dogs. Now I know this anime is sort of like one of those popular but not popular enough type anime. For me, this definitely would go on my underrated list because a lot of people don't know about this, but this is a fire anime. It's the type of anime that you might see in a season and you watch the first episode and it's like, okay, that's pretty interesting, but you never really pick it back up, and you know, you missed out on a great anime. I mean, let's be honest, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not popular, but at the same time, it's not as popular as it could be. Now, I can see this being like more of a spin-off game. Like maybe to see this game could take place, if they give this anime a game, it would be something that takes place away from the main cast. I only say that because with this world and how it works and stuff, I love it and I really want to know more. Since I talk about the world, so I should talk about some of the plot. The story focuses around a young adult named Asuchi. I know I said that wrong, please forgive me. After being kicked out of his orphanage, he accidentally stops the suicide, not really accidentally, he stops the suicide of a detective named Dazai. Believing he was drowning in the river, he has several interactions with Dazai. He learns out that he has a supernatural ability capable of transforming him into a white tiger in the moonlight. This is why he was always beat up and tortured in the orphanage. He gets recruited into the agency, where he meets a lot of different special ability users, and they take on various cases within the city of Yokohama, a place with a lot of individuals with supernatural abilities. Alright, so that's pretty much all we're gonna go with here. It's basically your story about a guy who finds out he has a power, and he goes to a job where they all have powers, and they use their powers to combat other people with powers. Like I said, this is one of those animes that you just kind of look past. There's a lot of anime like this. I mean, a lot. That kind of anime where the new guy doesn't really know what's going on. He joins an agency, or he goes to like hunt down other people like him, you know, along with the partner. You see this a lot in anime, but I feel like this one in general is probably like special because it's such a great story, it's such great writing, and the plot just gets deeper and deeper. You start to learn and love more characters as you go. But the reason why I said that they should do a different storyline is because obviously if you watch the actual anime, most games that I would recommend have something that builds off of the anime but wouldn't follow the animated story directly. I think it's such an interesting world. It's got many different politics in it. You know, you get to see like the police, you get to see the gang members, and you get to see the agency from all different sides. So, you know, having one character that you can they can come up with and using that as a driving force for a regular game with, you know, just your basic game, single player type experience, that could be a fire thing to me. But with that being said, Bungo Stray Dogs is my number 4.
Alright people, for my third pick, of course, we got Black Lagoon, the 2006 anime that's full of action, gore, you name it, and with a badass female protagonist, Revi. You don't get much better than Black Lagoon, alright? Everybody in this show is badass, even Rock, who don't even seem like he's badass at first, but he is, alright? Everybody in this show is goated, but Revi takes this show to the next level, alright? Like, goated. Alright, you haven't seen Black Lagoon, you should go check it out. Alright, I don't even want to dive too much details into this. Mostly everybody who's watched anime or watched Toonami at some point has seen this. And if you have not seen much of Toonami, then I highly recommend you go see a trailer for this yourself. I don't want to even tell you too much about it because I feel like it just ruins the fun of it. That's just how good it is. Now, I chose Black Lagoon because this anime right here deserves a video game. It does have a video game on PS Vita. It's like a slot machine game. I'm not counting that. That shit is ass. But if we were to get a Black Lagoon game, what would they look like? Alright, what kind of format of a game look like? My best guess would be GTA 5. Alright, you know how you switch between Michael, Trevor, and them. How about it be like Rock or Revi, you know, or just, you know, maybe something maybe a little different, but for the most part, it'd definitely be like a GTA 5 style game. I can see it working perfectly for the Black Lagoon world, but the problem with doing a GTA 5 style game is GTA is a huge game, especially GTA 5. It's a big game, so a lot of NPCs will have to be alive, and a lot of voice actors will be needed. So for that part right there, I feel like there'll be a lot of hassle to get all those voice actors, you know, just to fit the atmosphere and just to get everything right inside Black Lagoon. But for the most part, I definitely see it being Rock and Revi, you know, a full-on original story of Black Lagoon. That would be such a fun game. You guys tell me what you think about that. That's my third pick. Up next is my second pick.
For number 3, this is gonna be weird for me because I kind of it's just a little weird because I have 2 sports anime on this list, and that's because I feel like sports anime obviously make the best games because their formula is simple. You know, just make a great sports game with the characters from this anime. I'm gonna go with Blue Lock and Haikyuu. I'm gonna kind of cheat here. Since they're both sports titles, I'm gonna put them both at number 3. I think this could be a fire type of game, you know, for me specifically. I mean, I love Blue Lock. I love Haikyuu. Probably love Haikyuu a little bit more. But the reason I had to choose Blue Lock with this and I didn't just choose one is mainly because I've seen a soccer game that was amazing. Tsubasa Rise of Champions. I played it on Switch and it was okay on Switch, but it's amazing. It's an amazing game. It is a game based around football, I should say, and you know it's based off of the football anime Tsubasa, which I never personally got a chance to watch. But if you watch Blue Lock, you know, it's such an exciting thing. It's new, it's flashy, it's out right now, and it's a great sports anime. Haikyuu, on the other hand, is something I feel like I don't know how it will translate to a game, because obviously I think there is a Haikyuu game already out. But, you know, due to the preview of this list, it's been a while, so I think they definitely should get a new game, especially while the new series is about to come out not too long from now. Haikyuu is just such a fun time and such a fun series. I would love to have something where you create a character, or, you know, it's like a time before Kurasano, a time after Kurasano, and you get on a random high school team and you have to work your way up to the top. That'd be a fire game, and I would love to actually play within the rules of Haikyuu volleyball. I think they could really do a good job with it. I think it could be your general sports game and add a lot of features and stuff that it'll upgrade your character. It'll give you a lot of replayability. Alright.
For my second pick, people, I'm going to choose 86. Now, if you've not seen 86, 86 is an anime, well, basically a mecha anime that takes place in the future, and things are a little different. Things are in pretty bad shape. Alright, you got one side that's the high class, and you got the other side that's pretty low class, and they keep them outside of the main kingdom. You guys probably seen this plot before if you've seen like typical a lot of anime just in general. Like if you've seen a lot of anime, then you probably seen a plot similar to this. But what makes this story so different is that this story really reaches you on an emotional level. Like it really grounds you and makes these characters feel human, alive. These characters, you will relate to these characters. You will feel pain when you feel like these characters may or may not be gone. Like you just don't know what like comes next. That's the sort of anime 86 is, and that's the best way I can feel to describe it to you guys. I'm trying to not spoil it, so in case you guys want to check it out, 86 is a very interesting one to choose for how I want a video game adaptation to be done. For one, if it had a campaign, I would love for it to do the complete story, because in the anime apparently it skipped a lot in the light novel. Now I didn't read the light novel and I didn't read the manga, so I'm not sure how much it skipped, but from when I tell the people who read the light novel, they said it skipped a lot. And not to mention, during the time when the anime was running, the last episode was like months away, so it was a fall anime. If I might be right, I might be wrong on that one. And the last episode got delayed and then released in April, so that was a lot of things happening with 86. But if it were to get a video game adaptation, I can see it being something like God Eater, but like just in mechas, create your own character, your own 86, and basically do missions as you take orders from your handler. As you, of course, if you've seen 86, you know that each 86 has their own handler. Handlers are basically like the people who give the missions to the 86, and they go against these things called a legion. Now, legions are not your ordinary enemies. Legions are very advanced. They adapt, they improve, they analyze. These sort of enemies are the sort of enemies you gotta stay on your feet and stay aware when you're going against them. So for that, I feel like a God Eater sort of game that can make that work. But with mechs, I feel like it'd be a lot of fun. The reason why I didn't choose any other game, because honestly I haven't played that many mecha games, but I would love to see what you guys can come up with. You guys probably come up with something better for 86 as a video game adaptation. But for the campaign, I would love to see them do a full proper adaptation of the light novel of 86 all the way through. And possibly also have like another mode you could play as a handler as well, instead of also just being 86. And it'll be really dope just to see how that turns out. It's a great story, it's a great anime, and I highly recommend it. But with that, this is my second pick, and you guys are definitely gonna love my first one.
For number two, I'm gonna go with Vinland Saga, man. I've been watching the new season like crazy. I'd actually read it all before. I'm a big fan of the manga. It was crazy to learn like the whole first part of it was just a prologue. I think it could be an amazing game. If I see it becoming a game, and I know you guys are gonna hate this, if I see it becoming a game, I honestly would see it becoming something like a Dynasty Warriors type spinoff. Because in the actual show, they fight a lot of different warriors and stuff, and it's like a lot of different like big wars and stuff. And I could definitely see, since the whole game is based off of like warriors and you know all those types of people, that it will be a game just strictly based off of like Dynasty Warriors, you know, where you have a lot of different units and everybody can fight, everybody can attack each other. It's something that's such a vast array of enemies in shows like that. I mean, you got the Vikings, you got the Danes, and everybody else in between. It's like everybody's fighting. It's one big war. So I feel like this definitely could be a Dynasty Warriors clone. It could be really good, honestly, depending on how they do it. A lot of the Dynasty Warriors clones now have been getting really, really good. They've been getting really, really, really solid, and just really all around interesting. I think the story is really, really great. I feel like that'll carry that, and that'll have an aspect that a lot of those games don't have. Such a deep story with themes and and morals about life. Like honestly, when you watch the show, you start to realize a lot of the things that you think about in life are really just boiled down to simple concepts. It's really an anime that makes you think, and I feel like this could be a good format for the game to really get out there and to really get some of those values that the anime tries to, you know, teach you, but also has some of the crazy action that Vinland Saga is known for.
Alright people, for my number one pick, of course, Chainsaw Man. Man, Chainsaw Man was some heat, man. I didn't know anything about it watching it in the fall anime of 2022, but I had a lot of fun watching it, man. It was so interesting to see Denji just live his life, how he came to be, how he started, how his story is going. I just want more. I know a lot of people was not happy about like animation or some of the CGI scenes, but I love the anime. It may not have been perfect, but I loved it for what it was. Alright, I think the animation is pretty good, honestly. I like it. It actually is great. It was beautiful. I think Mappa did a good job. I mean, you can't honestly blame Mappa. Let's be honest. Y'all get this little side thing out of it. We know Mappa takes on way too many anime that they can handle, but that's another topic for another day. Now, we need to talk about video game adaptations. Chainsaw Man. What would a Chainsaw Man video game look like? Well, we have a hack and slash sort of game. I even saw some discussions on this. So definitely, I saw someone definitely mention the idea of a dating sim game. I don't know how that works. I never played a dating sim game, so I do not know exactly how that worked with Chainsaw Man. But hey, most of all, I say that, like you see here, Devil May Cry 5, I can see a Chainsaw Man working perfect with a Devil May Cry 5 sort of system, especially with all the devils in the world of Chainsaw Man. You can definitely come up with a lot of different enemies, a lot of different. Now, I want to be original story too. It should be original story if they would do a video game adaptation of Chainsaw Man. An original story of a whole different enemy, and just how things turn out would be unexpected. So you would see something similar elements to the anime or, you know, the manga, you know, take elements from there, but, you know, a whole different story with Denji and the whole crew. It would be magnificent. But as we all know, this day and age, anime games, you shouldn't have very high expectations of video game adaptations of anime, because it's just it can lead to a lot of heartbreak and a lot of sorrow, a lot of anger, a lot of whys. There's definitely a lot you're gonna experience, but that's my personal take on the whole Chainsaw Man. And I don't know any other game that really worked for Chainsaw Man. I mean, like I said before, a hack and slash. This right here, Devil May Cry 5, which kind of similar, and I don't know. That's how I feel about it so far. I like Chainsaw Man, and I hope it gets a season 2. I saw a lot of people talking about it might not get season 2, and I do understand that the sales have not been doing well for Chainsaw Man in Japan, so hopefully that improves. I would love for the next season of Chainsaw Man to look good. And also, you guys tell me what you think of how you think a Chainsaw Man game will look. For me, it's Devil May Cry. I can't see it no other way. Or maybe I'm just being very short-sighted on this, but you guys probably played more anime games than I have. I played quite a few, but I ain't played all of them. So you guys tell me the comment section below, and that is my list for anime that deserve video game adaptations.
Alright, so I know this is actually cheating, because I guess, I mean, anything with animation is called anime, right? But this isn't originates from a manga. It initiates from a manga, I think it's called. I'm going to be talking about Tower of God. I think Tower of God needs a game. I am aware that there is like an Android, iOS thing going on there, but I'm talking about like a strict console game. The reason why I said it is because for me, Tower of God is the only thing I would definitely say has the world building of something like, oh my gosh, somebody kill for this comment, One Piece. Now, for all these One Piece fans start coming in here and jumping on me, I love One Piece. Is Tower of God as good as One Piece? No, not even close. What I mean is that I feel like the type of world building that Tower of God does, I feel like I enjoy it as much as I enjoy like the world building of One Piece. One Piece is something that always teaches everything that you do, everything that they do in the journey of One Piece. Every little side comment always teaches together to bring something into the light later on. What I mean by that is like Tower of God has a nice world. I'm so interested in this tower. I want to know more. You know, a lot of anime, when you go on for so long, it's like, I really understand the entire world. You know, you might give me a new mystery, but I get what the core concept is. With Tower of God, it's like every new floor, every new challenge is a different adventure. They give you this challenge, they give you this floor where it's like the main big bad is like a guy who basically got really high up the tower and just stopped. He won't let anybody go beyond him. You know, basically he has the tower on lock right now. And when I actually read the manga, I know I'm saying it wrong, I apologize. But when I actually read like the everything for it, I read everything, and I read it in like a couple days. Like I read it literally nonstop. I was so hooked. I wanted to know so much more. There's different characters in the show, in the actual book or whatever, that are just so interesting. Like characters they kind of classify as like special characters, that each of them did something really interesting, or really strong. And it's like these characters are incredibly strong, and when you see them pop up, you get really excited because, like I said, these characters are mythical creatures basically, and that's just how they're written in the actual story. And, you know, you want to learn more about these characters as we see our own main character leveling and evolving. I think this anime will do good when it comes back out. The first season was kind of well received, but not really. You know, it was like kind of, yeah, it's out. It's a manga. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? It's something different. But I think as time goes on, you really get to see Bon. I don't know how you say his name. But you really get to see him evolve into the person that he becomes. It ends up being a really good ride, a really good story. And you get to see all the different characters, all the different families. This show has everything, like different families, different structures, very powerful special characters. You know, these characters that are ranked larger than life. And the fact is that I've learned so much of this stuff, and I know nothing past like a certain floor number because we haven't even gotten that far yet.
Alrighty, people, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like if you like the video, dislike the video. Tell us what you think down in the comment section below. We would like to know your thoughts on these individual animes and what sort of video game adaptations you would love to see. And you guys go check out ShoSaga. He is a great YouTuber. He has a great channel, great content. I'm put a link down in the description. It's also going to be out here for you guys to go and check up on and see his channel and see what he got to offer. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We look forward to doing more videos like this in the future and showing you guys different topics and different things to, you know, just explore upon. Maybe gaming, maybe something else next time, or something more deeper or anime. We don't know yet, but like I said before, hope you guys have a great day. I'm Spectro. See ya.
So with that being said, guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and definitely check out all these games. That's it for my part, and I'll see you guys in our next video.